120 seconds. 110 seconds. 100 seconds. 90 seconds. 80 seconds. 70 seconds. 60 seconds. 50 seconds. 40 seconds. 30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
'Hi.
My name's J.C. McCauley.
I'm Naisha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Okay, my friends, once again, it is indeed time to get our talk on. This morning, talk with me, your host, J.C. McCauley, along with the champions of talk in Studio 1A. We have talk champion Cleo Duke-Wright in the house. Good morning, Miss Cleo. How you doing?
Good morning, Stan. Oh, I'm doing pretty good this morning.
You look like you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I really am. I'm feeling good. Pressure's down.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of doing my thing.
Well, that's
what I decided last. I said, hey, I wasn't doing my thing. I said, do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you. So I decided to do me, but first I had to say, who am I?
Yes.
Who am I? Yeah. So I had a little quiet time there, and I said, okay. I figured some of it out, not all of it, but just me.
All right. Well, the footnote. Cleo been here for at least, I want to say 50 minutes. 50 minutes. She was so early today, she caught me off guard. I heard someone come in and I said, that can't be Cleo. It was 7:45. I'm getting ready to have some chicken pot pie. I was nowhere near ready.
A new day.
New day. So I said, I could get my little act together now. So I am the reason we are late getting on the air this morning. And so, yeah. But you had a good week?
Oh yeah, I had, well, yes, I did have a good week. I met a lot of nice people, and getting used to where I'm at, and it was really nice. I spurted out orders to the home front. I want this done, this done, this done. You know, you're gonna lay up here, you're gonna do something, and I want help with this, that, and that, and I expect it to be done when I get home. Okay.
I like that. I like that.
So I gave some orders, and we'll see what happens. I've been giving orders a little bit more every day, and it has been done. No one's given me an argument. I said, honey, just keep on.
It's a new day. It's a new day. When you lay down the law, people follow it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to follow me all around the house and call my name 150 times a minute, then I'm going to give you some orders.
Cleo!
Do you know?
Cleo!
Oh, just constant. You can imagine it. Can you imagine?
I can imagine it. Cleo!
Oh, my. I said, don't you call my name now one more time. Oh, yes. And you get it at work, too, with my young man. It's Cleo. Every couple of seconds, it's Cleo. So I get pretty tired of hearing Cleo. You know, pretty tired of it.
Well, you know, your name is the most precious thing you can hear. They say the number one sound people like is their name. But there comes a point in time when you don't hear your name.
You know?
Cleo! Stop calling me.
And that was my very words. Stop calling me. I know you don't want to hear me. I'm not going to call you anymore. Cleo! Right after that, Cleo. Oh, gosh.
That's funny. Wow. You know, this week was a very busy week. Very, very interesting week. Last night at Hartford High, a.k.a. the pub, they had a youth forum. Actually, it wasn't a youth forum. It was a mayoral candidates forum led by youth. The youth put the questions together, and the youth were the moderators, and the youth asked questions. They had 8 candidates, 7 questions. It was really nice the way they did it. Each candidate led off with a question. There was no rebuttal. This is a forum, not a debate. There will be no rebuttal. So, there will be 7 questions. And we will start at that end, and I was number 8. I can't remember who was the first. Maybe it was Arunan.
On every question, the same person was the first?
No.
Oh.
They went down the row. So he got the first question. Next to him, I think, was Renando Dunn. Then Eric Coleman, John Funfera, Tracy Funny. No. It was Sister Soldier.
Oh.
I think of her as Sister Soldier. Gigi. Or Giselle Jacobs. So Giselle, and then Tracy Funny.
Gigi is running?
No. Giselle Jacobs.
Oh, Giselle Jacobs.
Yeah. Then it was Nick LeBron, and then me. So it moved down. The first person got the first question. The second person got the second question. The third person got the third question. And then they went all the way around. Everyone had to answer the question. But at the end, every time it was a new question, it started off with a new person. So I was the first person to do closing statements. And that's how they did. Then everyone else did their closing statements. It was a really nice forum. The format was nice. And after that, we did, after the debate, we did what we call Mayor for a Minute. And so the mayor for the minute, what we do is we have a campaign office that's mobile. And
Oh, you did that there?
we did that there. Yeah.
Oh.
So the mayor for the minute, you come out, we're right there. You can't help but see the campaign office. You almost have to walk through it to get out the building. That's how close we were to the door.
You're not escaping.
Yeah, you're not escaping. You know. No shame. So, you know, you come out, we're right there. Boom. And there's music playing. The Vote for Stan song is playing. And our staff, people are out. I'm handing out buttons, McCauley for Mayor buttons, pins. And we're inviting people to come on and give their what we call Mayor for a Minute. This way, and they come on the bus, they sit behind the future mayor's desk, which is on the bus, and then they give what if you were mayor, what would you change? So we're gonna make you mayor for a minute. So I get from behind my mayor desk, and they come and they sit down. So that's what we have here. We have the mayor for a minute, and I'm going to share with you all and with Miss Cleo, the mayor for the minute. So check this out.
What I would want for the city of Hartford is for more programs for the youth, as far as more extracurriculars, because I know there's a big influence in the social media and like music. So I feel like if that was more incorporated in like programs like after school or any type of extracurricular, I feel like that would help grow for the youth, and then in the future it can expand and become more of a business thing and more of an entrepreneur thing.
All right, Harvard, I am Bridget Prince, and I am your mayor for a minute. These are the plans for the city of Hartford coming into 2023 election. We're going to have a mayor up here that actually is doing some work for the people. We are going to fix the sewage overflows in the north end of Hartford, and we're going to compensate the people for all their losses. We're going to do more in downtown than just build luxury apartments for the ones who can't afford it. So we're going to do something for the unaffordable, which is your everyday people. We're going to do some things for the youth. We'll build up downtown, build up XL Center. We want UConn Hall of Fame, since the XL Center claims to be the basketball capital of the world. We're going to honor that. We're going to build on our international brands. So that's UConn. We're going to do some things in the river. Let's partner with the tribes, Mohegan Sun, and also the Mashantucket Pequots. Let's build something on the river. Let's get some tourism going over there. Let's get some jobs. We're going to deal with e-gaming. And whatever skill set that we need to bring these people into the future. So we're going to build a community that is free from crime. Find out where all these guns are coming from. As we know, it's coming from outside. Hold people accountable, and join our youth back together and give them something, a positive future to look forward to in Hartford. I'm Bridget Prince, and I am your mayor for 1 minute.
All right now, Bridget Prince, mayor for a minute. You heard it right.
Ooh, you look good.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Randy Ricketts. I'm currently the owner of the Missing Piece. It's a mentoring program helping and assisting families in the Hartford and the North Central community with resources and tools to be a better human for themselves, so they could be an investment to their community. So if I was a mayor, I would be able to provide a lot of resources, a lot of jobs, a lot of activities, so people could build credentials and be able to build that skill set, so they could be an investment to themselves, so they could have a good time. Not only a good time, they could bring someone else. They need to have their peer, their siblings, or someone in their family, maybe a guardian, because I want to be able to target just not only the youth, I want to be able to target the guardian in that second generation. Thank you very much.
All right, Randy. All right, Randy.
Hi, my name is Kamora Shelton. If I was mayor, I would make a program for youth like my age, for people my age that are struggling, trying to find, like for youth that need help, you know, whatever they're going through, like mental health, depression, all of that, whatever they're going through, to let them know that they got a leader that's on their side. And that's what I would say if I was you.
One thing I would definitely do as mayor is definitely make mental health services more accessible for the youth, because I've actually been to the mental hospital, and I think it's real funny that one of Connecticut's best mental institutions, the IOL, is in the South End, yet I was the only person from the community that was actually there. I feel like that's something that needs to change. That's all I got.
If I was mayor, I'll make Hartford better by putting our youth first, because a lot of youth, their voices don't get to be heard regardless of what everybody say. A lot of people, like, they just tend to judge by a cover or by like news articles or what they hear, but they can't really walk in our shoes. So I already been in the shoes of like a youth in Hartford, so I already know what it's like coming up. I feel like giving up, but you got to keep going. People switch, system change, people fall out, people get incarcerated, but you just got to keep going because life goes on. That's how I make Hartford better, by putting the youth first.
Hello, I'm Naishali Garcia. I'm from Buckley High School, and in 4 years, I'm going to be your next mayor.
There you go.
Really good, huh? I thought that was just fabulous. Mayor for a minute.
So, I mean, after the forum, you were all set out there to do your thing, you know. Was anybody else out there doing their thing? Candidates?
There were candidates there, but you know, they had tables inside.
Oh, uh-huh.
But you know, eventually you got to come out of the building. And so we had our we had the bus. So we had the campaign office. And so, you know, there's the desk you can see there. There's my wife, Naisha, running camera. Hartford Public High School. Come out the auditorium, and that's inside. You know, get our lights in there and things like that. There's Brother Marcus, Sister Angie. That's Brother Marcus' wife. And there's me. There's this candidate, Arunan Arulampalum.
That the bald-headed person?
Yeah. I'm handing him a campaign button. He said he's going to wear the button. No, I'm joking. But
he must be very confident because he has the machine on his side, doesn't he?
It would appear so, but you just never know. OPP did this. This was our piece of the pie. Here's Brother Jesse, Grace. This is Grace. This is Jesse. He produces the Chat It Up show and the fashion shows that we cover.
Oh yeah,
New York fashion. So when we go to Manhattan, we do the fashion shows. He's the one that's coordinating all that, producing that. And so they're all our folk from the team. My kids was there. And that was it. This is on our Facebook page. Now, if you want to see the debate is right here. And the debate was, the forum. It was very, very good. It was a great forum, and this is it here. And so if you go to Facebook and check that out, and you can watch this for yourself. It was really, really good. It was really good to hear the young people, and the candidates roll up here. It was a really nice, and it was a really good crowd, and so The timekeeper sat here and had nice big signs. Big stop sign at the end. And some of the candidates took advantage of the end of the thing. Didn't stop like they were supposed to. They're ringing the little bell. Ding, 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 stop.
And they didn't stop?
Now, they didn't go too far over, maybe 30 seconds at the most. But for the most part, people, they behaved. They behaved. But it was good. Good answers. I mean, all of the questions were youth oriented.
And they had good questions.
Real good questions. School lunches, things like that. They did real well. The kids did well. My lament, and I mentioned this to candidate LeBron. There was no major media there. Now, the debate that we did last week or 2 weeks ago up at the Upper Albany debate at the Colin Bennett building, the Upper Albany Merchants Association. I thought that was a great debate too. I love the format, 45 seconds. You have 45 seconds to answer a question. Hit your answer and boom. They give you 15 seconds longer than you need. Because if you can't say it in 30 seconds, you haven't gotten it together. So 15 seconds is 15 seconds longer than McDonald's uses to sell you hamburgers, or Ford to sell you a car. So if you can't get your point across in 30 seconds, then you need to go back to school. So 45 seconds was good. Here last night, they had a minute and a half.
So that was a very long time.
That's a long time. Unless you're not used to talking quick. If you need a lot of time to explain stuff, a minute and a half is a disaster. You're just getting underway when you run out of time.
How did Sister Soldier do?
She did well. She did well. Everybody did good. One thing about these kinds of forums, the more you do them, the better you get. The nerves wear off and you start falling into a zone and you realize it's really just nothing more than a conversation. So if you're a good conversationalist and you can get your point across, just relax. Talk to the people. And then you'll do well. She did well. She's a good communicator. She's a good communicator. But all of this TV station showed up for the Upper Albany Merchants Association. And none came out for this event. And I wish they would have come out for this event, because this was the kids. This was our youth. Hartford's youth did this, and they didn't really get any major press. But that also
says something about Hartford, and also says something about how important the kids are to people in Hartford, or the media in Hartford. They are, looks to me like they are unimportant and have nothing to really say. And is it they didn't come because it was the youth of the North End? Would they have come if it was the youth of West Hartford or Weathersfield, or they may not have come either. But
I can't help but think that they were invited. I don't know. Maybe they didn't get an invite.
Yeah.
But the newspaper was there. The reporter from Connecticut, CT Mirror, was there. So if he was there, it means that other press. If one press person is there, particularly print, newspaper type stuff, then other major media knows too. So I don't know. But I'm just saying, I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to make.
But the TV stations were not.
TV, right?
TV stations.
TV, right? The heavy hitters. There's only one heavy hitter. There's always a heavy hitter. Like the pinch hitter, or the person comes in and hits a grand slam. There's always one heavy hitter. What's going on here? That shouldn't be there. I don't know where that came from. Is the newspaper, and that's the Current. If it isn't in the Current, it didn't happen, because they're the official paper of record. So it's got to be in the Current. Yeah, the Current's the heavy hitter because everyone else follows the Current. All right.
Does everyone buy the Current? Well, that's the only.
Well, the people that matter buy it. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
The local newspapers.
Yeah.
Every bad political decision is made by a politician elected to office. So if you think your vote doesn't matter, just remember this. There are people sitting with politicians in a back room making deals about your future, making policies about your children, making decisions about your neighborhood. To them, you are just a vote. You are not their cause. You are just a vote. Elections have consequences, and if you don't vote, you are actually voting to keep these people in power to work against you. Now more than ever, you need to make your vote count. It's time to clear the air and vote for a mayor that is unbought, unbossed, trusted, and accountable to you, the constituent. My name is J. Stan McCauley, and I am an independent thinker, and I approve this message. I'm asking you for your vote on Tuesday, September the 12th, 2023, in the Democratic Party primary election for mayor of the city of Hartford. For more information, visit McCauleyformayor.com. Have the courage to vote your conscience and vote for the name you trust and know. Vote J. Stan McCauley for mayor.
All right, my friends, welcome back. All right, I gotta fix our time. My timeline got jammed up from the something wrong. Stuff is out of. I know exactly what's wrong. Stuff is out of queue. I messed up the timeline.
You should have took that bite out.
Huh?
I should have taken that bite.
I won't put you on the air yet.
All right.
This Cleo's house. She's got her a Dunkin' sandwich or something. We have on Friday. Most of the show happens off the air. And it's the reverse of the other shows. Our show, the good part of the show happens off the air because we have whole conversations about stuff off air. Because the golden rule is we don't talk during the break because you get the best part of the program off air. But for Cleo and I, we be talking. We talk. We don't stop talking. Like we go to break, but we don't break the conversation. So we just keep talking. And sometimes we forget that we're like, we had to do the program. That's what usually happens in the morning. Because we talk for 45 minutes before we go on the air. And so right when we came on, she took a bite of the sandwich. That's
all
funny.
right, I'm finished.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you for that break in time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jay Hogard in the background, by the way. I'm going to invite Jay to come in. I think I know he'd make a fascinating guest. But
if I had taken the xylophone when I was a kid instead of the accordion, I bet you I'd still be playing it. Because that looks like so much fun, not boring. Like,
doesn't that look like fun?
I used to love.
That's my favorite instrument, the xylophone.
When that used to come, when people used to play that
Mm-hmm.
on the Ted Mack Amateur Hour,
Mm-hmm.
way back, there were people who came on and played that I saw it there more than I saw it anywhere else. The Ted Mack Amateur Hour. Before that, it was Major Bowles, but nobody could remember Major Bowles, I guess. That was before my time.
I love this song. All right, I have to stop because I'll get into the music very quickly. And
oh, you haven't said anything about the jazz festival coming up.
Oh,
and the
that's supposed to be great.
Is there a time for that yet?
Oh yeah, the save the date's coming. The jazz festival's in July. I'll start talking about that in about May, June. Start playing some stuff.
This year I'm coming. I am coming. I say that every year, but I could practically walk here now.
There's no excuse.
You know, I don't have to take the
car. Just jump on the bus.
Yes.
Come straight down Farmington Avenue.
Right.
Get off the bus at the concert.
Absolutely. That's right. I don't really. I look around me and there's so much around me that I'm saying, oh boy, you know, what's gonna be my favorite place? You know, and I go up this way and I said, yes, I saw my Dunkin' Donuts when I was coming here. I said, oh yeah, that's gonna be my Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm coming down. I said, oh yeah, that's gonna be my this. You know, I did go to a spirit store, liquor store.
Adult beverage.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Adult beverage. Thank you.
Libation distribution center.
And I went the other way, but there were so many people in front of that store, and they were doing little deals in front of that store. And I walked to the store, and the person behind it kind of looked at me like to say, "What are you doing in here?" You know. And I went and got what I wanted, and I came out and I said to myself, I don't think I'm going back into that store. I think I'm gonna go in the other direction and see what I see in the other direction, because I was very uncomfortable there. I was very uncomfortable. It was worse than where I used to live. It was worse, you know, because
there's a little pocket there. I think I know where you're at.
And I'm saying, oh no, I can't. No. I mean, I've just had enough of it. I lived around it for so many years that I've just had enough. I don't want to see it. So, you know, and I felt guilty about feeling that way. and I said to myself, well, it's not that you're gonna not help someone if they need help, if they ask for help.
Right.
It's just that I don't want to see it every day. Every time I walk out of the door, every time, I don't want to see it every day because it makes me feel very sad. And you talk to young people, and the thing is, you're gonna get to like those people. You're gonna like them because they're people with bad habits. Okay, so you're gonna learn to really care about these people, and then one day somebody gets shot, somebody gets killed. I don't want to say that anymore.
I like that term, people with bad habits.
Yeah,
because everybody's a person, and everyone has good habits, and everyone has bad habits. Yeah. Some people have a lot of bad habits, but that doesn't make them less of a person. But you don't have to be subject to their bad habits, and you don't have to be a victim of their bad habits, and you don't have to adjust your life to somebody else's bad habits. Right. And that don't make you less than a person because you don't want to buy into their bad habits.
That they say, hey, Mom, did you pray for me today at church? I said, I pray for you every day. And you go up the stairs and makes me cry. So I could not go back to that store every single day, or every time I wanted adult beverage. I did not. I said, I can't do this. I can't see this every day anymore. So when I had the programs in the soup kitchen, when I had the programs, and how the city, in their program, they would go after people and they would force them to do certain things. So you force them, and of course that never works because they're not going to do it until they're ready to do it. I told my employer, I said, I'm not going after people anymore. If they don't come to the door and knock on the door and ask me for help, that's it. I'm going to be good and nice, but I'm not going to spin my wheels to help someone who's not ready to be helped. Not ready. They're not ready to be helped, So, and that's what I did. They had to knock on my door or come up to me and say, Cleo, I need help. Then I help them.
I think that's fair.
If they don't say that, and if they don't go toward that, and you could see, the thing is, you see the beauty in that person. The person can't see the beauty, but you see the beauty in that person. You want so badly for them to see it and for them to live it out. But all they see is the addiction. All they want is the addiction. And you see all this other stuff. And they do so many other things. They don't even recognize it. They don't even recognize how good they are. They just see the addiction. And so you can't go to that. You can't play to their goodness. You got to play to their addiction. And so you can't help them until they kind of work them way out of that, or come to you screaming, saying, I'm tired, I don't want this anymore. Sometimes it's real, sometimes they're just tired for the moment. You don't know. But when they come to you and they say that, that's when you help them as much as you could help them. And until they backslide. And then if they backslide, then you help them again when they get up to that point. You just keep doing that, but you don't run after them because it's useless.
I agree with you 100%. That's interesting because a lot of the young people in the event last night, well, let me not say that. There were only 7 questions. So it's like many out of 7 could be like 3. That's almost half. But a lot of the questions had to do with mental health and the need for help. It was a very, very present theme throughout throughout all the questions. Yeah. Safe spaces, and so there are a lot of people who need all kinds of help, whether the help is physical, mental, whether it's help with education, things along that line. these are very important, but I think the major key is the request for help.
Yes.
And to me, I don't know that we give young people the sense of worth to the degree that they don't feel diminished when they ask for help. You know, I think the safest space that you could create for them is the one that comes as a result of, is the one that you create so that they feel comfortable asking for help. Like kids that feel comfortable going to their parents to talk about things. Mm-hmm. You know, do you feel safe to go to the school administrator and ask for help, or to your teacher and ask for help, or when you ask for help, are you belittled? You told you just imagining things or stuff like that. You're kind of dismissed, and I think that that's probably the really safe space that you could provide for young people, is to know that you could get help, but you gotta ask, because no one really knows that you need help if you don't say anything. Because it's presumptuous of me to say, well, I think you need help with such. Well, how do I know you need help? Right? Or want it. You may not want my help.
That's right.
So, you know, one of the questions that they asked was about, you know, feeling less than, if you will. I'm paraphrasing. Feeling less than, and like, for lack of a better word, stupid because you asked for help. And so I was having problems with the question, because I really couldn't ask the maker of the question to expound upon the question, because it wasn't that kind of a environment. They had, the questions were really cool because they were already preset, and then they had them on big cards on the sides. You can like look at the question, kind of study the question as you go along. But if you get a sense that you're like, where is the person getting the idea that someone thinks they're not all there, or stupid, or diminished? To me, that only comes from administrator or teachers or family in a school environment, though, because the context was school. That means that either the teachers or staff in the building, whether it's the janitor, security, I mean, there's a whole lot of different people in the building, but I consider the main players are the teachers and the administrators. So my response was, if this happens, you call me. Call me. Call me. You know, you call the mayor's office, ask to speak to me, let me know. Did you have a problem with your administrator or your teacher? Then I will come down there. I'm deadly serious about that. I will come down.
Schools put you in a little box.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from the first grade, from kindergarten, I don't know, that you are X, Y, and Z. And you sort of live through that your whole school life. And they don't, at least they did not search for what else is in you. You know? I just thought I was retarded. I thought I was retarded. I thought there was something wrong with me. Most of my school life, up into high school, into even when I graduated and got my first job, I was afraid to answer the phone because I said, oh, maybe I won't remember. Now, here I was, never, you know, this is how people who think they are less than. I graduated from high school. I was a nurse's aide. I became a surgical tech. Then I became a circulator in the OR and scrubbed. And now I had to go answer the phone to give a message to the doctor or something like that. I go out and I answer the phone. And scared to death that I would not remember what they said from here. Here's the room. Here's the room. And to go repeat what I needed to repeat or tell the doctor. You never figure out. You got through school. You were in general, but you were top third. You were talked into. You weren't smart enough to go to college, so you became a kind of a nurse's aide. Then, oh my goodness, this opportunity came up in the hospital. So you went through training as a surgical tech. Okay, you were good at what you did, and you're still not seeing yourself as who you actually are on the now. Because the people around you, the people that were around you all your life, never gave you any credit for anything, no matter what you did. Whether you were a success at it or you're not, you never got the that's wonderful. And so it might take you a long time to figure out that you're okay. And then when you got to college and you took college courses, right? You said, this isn't hard. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? This is not even hard. This is not even as hard as high school. And that was a shock. That was a total shock that college wasn't even as hard as high school. It just didn't. So then they said, you didn't go to college, but they let me take master courses, you know? They weren't even hard. I'm saying, what in the world is this college thing? I thought it would be like horrible, horrible. It's not horrible. You do more work in high school than I did in college. It was much easier to me. So,
well, what you're saying causes me to think that you do have child development specialists that can identify where young people might have an issue or a problem. And they may not realize the problem that they have, so it might be difficult for them to ask for help or to reach out. But the whole system should be focusing on working to make a whole child or a whole human being.
Yes.
And they should be able to become the very best that they can be. And there should be no hindrances. Because sometimes in my observation of things, being behind the camera in all kinds of environments and circumstances in Hartford, you kind of get the impression sometimes there's either a very intentional or either unintended consequence of individuals purposely being held back or not given all that they actually truly need. Stick and stay. We'll be right back. You're watching.
Are you ready? Coming Friday, May 5th, 2023 at 7 p.m. is the Season 1 finale of Hartford's Got Talent at the famous Bushnell Theater in Hartford, Connecticut. Talent of all ages compete for $15,000 in cash prizes and awards. Don't miss it. Hartford's Got Talent, Friday, May 5th at the Bushnell in Hartford, Connecticut. Hartford's Got Talent, showcasing talent and connecting community. For more information, visit www.hartfordsgottalent.org.
How do you define evil? Is evil the pedophile school administrator or taxation without representation? Is it the gatekeeping community leaders who sell out the very people they were elected to fight for? Or is evil the politician that puts out lies and takes in cash? However you may classify evil, having to choose the lesser of two evils still leaves you with evil. Nowhere does this rule apply more than during an election for mayor. Choosing a candidate who is the lesser of two evils still leaves you with evil. No wonder so many people don't vote. It's time for the constituents to flip the script and vote for a mayor you can trust. My name is Jason McCauley. I am an independent thinker, and I approve this message. I'm asking you for your vote on Tuesday, September the 12th, 2023, in the Democratic Party primary election for mayor for the city of Hartford. I, like you, am an independent thinker. So let's sit down and talk about my path to victory and why my 5-point plan for Hartford will work. Stop listening to the uninformed evil interests that tell you I can't win. For more information, visit McCauleyformayor.com. Have the courage to vote your conscience. Vote for the name you trust and know. Vote McCauley for mayor.
Hi.
My name's J. Stan McCauley.
I'm Naisha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
All right, welcome back. We didn't talk during the break.
He stopped me.
She was getting ready to go. She was ready to launch. She was ready to launch. And I said, this is going to be good. We're going to have an off-camera, because it was, yeah. So, now, okay, so you were saying.
Off camera, I don't know.
So you don't remember, huh?
What
was you saying? We were talking about whether, you need to know. Well, one, you need to be able to ask for help, but it's hard to ask for help if you don't know that you perhaps need help, because there's some areas where people, not just young people, but people in general, may need help with a thing, like on the job. Sometimes people need help on the job because they haven't necessarily mastered all that's necessary. And a good supervisor can see, well, I think they need some help on this in this particular area or arena. But so I would suggest the same thing probably happens in school. But you need to have young people who, you need to have teachers who want to see you excel and want what's best for you, and administrators who want what's best for you.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think people are trying to hold you back.
We're coming out. Growing out of the era that when I was coming up, and I was saying to Stan at the break that he stopped me, that there was a time when you were supposed to be slower. That's the way they saw you. So you weren't seen in any major TV show, or there was only a few select black in the movies and all of that. Because you were supposed to, and kids pick that up. I'm white, I'm supposed to be smarter than that black kid, and I'm black, and I know all those white people are smarter than me. That was really prevalent in the 50s. And so if you had got a higher grade than the white kids, that was a mistake.
You must have cheated on your test.
Yes. My brother wrote an essay for his class, and the teacher told him he cheated. It was what do you call it when you copy someone else's work? Plagiarism. Yeah, plagiarize it. So he made him write it over again in front of him, and he did. And he got his grade, but he had to go through all of that. When he got to college and he got on the dean's list, they wouldn't put him on the dean's list. They refused. Now this was the 60s. They refused to put him on the dean's list. Somebody with influence had to come up and enforce that issue, because you were supposed to. You were just supposed to. I remember going into school, and in kindergarten. I was going into kindergarten, and I said to myself, when I was standing in line, I hope I'm not one of the stupid ones. What does a kindergartner going into kindergarten know about being stupid?
Right.
Or being slow, or not being as good? How come I knew that? How come I had that feeling that white people were smarter than black people. You know, but it's not so much like that now. It's open and we do more. Actually, we have less people going to college now than we did, but more appreciative of who you are, and that's not so much in the schools now that as it was. Now I was cute. I was cute, and then everybody would say, "Oh, she's so cute. Oh, look at her. Oh, she has a nice smile. Oh, blah, 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 blah." And they would pat me on the head and tell me how cute I was, but they didn't help me in the classroom because that's just Cleo. That's just the way it is. But they didn't help me at all. I was just cute, and I think I passed from one grade to the other from the first grade through the sixth grade. Because she's so nice and she's cute and and I hate that to this day. Don't pat me on the head.
That is considered a high insult in some, with a lot of different people. I can think of some off the top of my head. That's almost.
And I tried to be that person. I tried to be that nice person. I tried to be accepted. Goodness, I did that most of my life. Because I was the nice person. My sister says, yeah, until you got mad, then you surprised everybody, and that's not fair. She used to always say that's not fair when people see you because they've hurt you so much over time that you come to a point where you just go at them. And she always used to say, that's not fair to the other people. She was always outspoken. She was always that way, outspoken. She wouldn't let anything pass her. But I was just the opposite of that.
Well, you do have Aquarian tendencies. I'm not one that's into the signs and all that. However, there is what's going on there? You see that? However, there is a that's the page. Here, turn. I see something moving in the corner of my eye. It's the page from the air conditioners blowing the pages around on this Bible here. I digress. What was I saying?
Stan.
I'm having a senior moment.
Okay, you were talking about no, I forgot. Senior moment too. I was telling you about my sister.
Oh, Aquarians. Yeah. I don't subscribe to all of the the zodiac sign type thing. However, there are certain personality traits.
And I have something that.
And the Aquarians, I'm Aquarian. Both of us, birthday is almost around about the same time. We're good to go until you really upset us, and then that's God. It. There's no forgiveness, no turning back.
No.
You become person non grata forever.
And
then that's it. And that is kind of I hear your sister when she says that's not fair, because by and large, in most part, we're very, very generous, give you anything, and will help you to any degree, even if we don't agree with you. But if you step over the line
that you don't know anything about,
right? And that's like the line is like you just got the line out of thin air, like you manufactured the line, and they cross it. I don't even think that we actually know where that line is until it happens. But at some point, you've offended, and now the water bearer doesn't pour out any more water for you. No more water for you. You don't get any more water. Yeah, that is. Is that That's not a nice trait.
No,
that's one of the bad traits of an Aquarian.
Unforgiving, and when I say to myself, I'm looking at someone, I still dislike them, but I talk pleasantly, and I'll greet you, and I'll do all of that, but God knows I really, you have really done it to me. I will never trust you again. I say, is that bad, Lord? Have I forgiven them? Do I have to like them? I don't want to like them. I mean, I don't dislike them. This is how I use the excuse. Well, Lord, if they needed my help, I would help them.
Mm-hmm.
If they were hungry, I'd feed them.
Mm-hmm.
But do I have to like them? I don't hate them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to. It will never be where I trust them again, because I've trusted you before, and you have betrayed my trust.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, I think
I don't know if that's supposed to be good or bad. I don't know.
I don't think it's a good thing. But it's just being honest about the fact of it. So that those are areas that one works on. One of our viewers says, she continues to forgive. Lord, help me to continue to forgive. She sounds like an Aquarian too. I know this person. I didn't know she was Aquarian. She sounds like an Aquarian. People mistake our kindness for weakness.
So, bottom line is, what is forgiveness? What is forgiveness?
Real forgiveness? True forgiveness?
Real, true forgiveness?
To remember the wrong no more.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and Aquarians are not good at that.
To remember the wrong no more.
Let me rephrase that.
Do we have to step?
We are good. We're natural at that. By default, we do that. The water bearer. We'll give you water no matter what you do to it. But there comes a point in time that you cross the line. The best I can explain it is there has been a deep personal offense received by the Aquarian that is not going to be tolerated. And as a result of that, you get no more water. You don't get no more water. I'd have given you all the water I had and die of thirst before this. But now, oh no. And that's it's not good. I recognize that that's not good. But it's there.
And that's
like the mouth on a lion. Don't put your hand in it.
The question, all right. You're still in a person's presence. Then you leave yourself open for this thing to happen to you, to be treated like you were treated before. It could happen all over again. If you remember no more, it could happen all over again.
Well, God forgives.